And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of New Earth TV Live. I know it's been a couple weeks since I've done one of these episodes. I was not here last week. I was in Mount Shasta having a really wonderful experience with my partner. And we were there for a few days, had a wonderful time getting to see Mount Shasta again, being able to go to the lakes. It was wonderful. It was a wonderful experience. And just kind of like a nice, beautiful, relaxing experience that I felt I needed because I've been working like nonstop for the past several months, and it's good to go on another beautiful trip like that. Anyways, I hope you are all doing well today. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Blessings to you all. And we're just going to go ahead and start off firstly with some announcements. Then we're going to get into a very special topic today that Adronis will be coming through and speaking of, which is called the secrets of vibration. So first and foremost, let's start off with our announcements. And of course, you can check out our website, AetherX.co. You can also check our YouTube channel, youtube.com/AetherX store. And of course, I do have to fix the discount code because that's not the correct discount code. Let me just make a very quick change to that. It is actually summer 20. And that is actually valid until June 14th. Forgot to put that on before I went on the air today. Okay. So this is the correct amount. So again, it's user promo code SUMMER20. Amount is 20% off, and it is valid until June 14th. And this is store-wide, so you can basically get 20% off everything in the store. Also with the AetherX card decks, again also known as the Healing Code cards, they're now available in a bundle. So if you guys haven't even got the 3 card decks yet in printed form, you can now do this. So again, you just go to AetherX.co. You'll see the Healing Code cards body deck there, or the mind deck, or the energy deck. Just click on any one of those. You'll go to the product page, you scroll down a little bit, and you'll see the bundle that is available. And so you get a great discount with the bundle, and also you can put the promo code on top of it, and you'll be able to get all 3 printed editions of the Healing Code cards, or the AetherX card decks, the body deck, the mind deck, and the energy deck. We also have some brand new technology, which is called the AetherX Safeguards. And what they are is they're magnets and they're stickers. And what you do is when you get these in the mail, you can basically take the magnet or the sticker and you just put it on your car or your truck, your vehicle. And what this does is this neutralizes the toxic effects of electrical emissions. It also reduces neutralizes the toxic effects of gasoline, fuel, as well too. It's a very, very magnificent, very powerful technology, just helping to neutralize this. And all of this is being proved through the nature of vibrational dowsing, right? So I basically would take the magnet, I would put it on my truck, I'd put it on the fuel tank, I'd start running the truck as well too. After about 24 hours, I would check with the fuel and basically do vibrational dowsing on the exhaust, and notice that everything is actually neutralized. There's still exhaust, but it is completely neutralized, and it will not harm life. It will not harm people, it will not harm animals, and it will not harm nature. And I'm going to be doing a video on that as well too. So I basically have ordered some magnets as well too. The codes are already there. It's just a matter of me ordering the magnets, waiting for them to come by. And I'm going to do a video demonstration where I'm basically going to put a magnet. You want to give it about a good 24 hours. Put a magnet on the fuel tank of your vehicle, and then after 24 hours starting the engine. If you guys are good at vibrational dowsing, then you could try it. If not, tune into my video, right? And you're using vibrational dowsing, and you are checking to see if the exhaust itself is actually neutralized. Will it harm humans? Will it harm animals? Will it harm nature? And you will see through the vibrational dowsing response the answer to that. So I'm looking forward to creating that video probably within the next couple of weeks once I get my supplies here. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm also looking into developing some new products that are going to be phasing out our print-on-demand situation that we have with AetherX, right? So when I first launched AetherX back in January, the way to start it was using print-on-demand services, so using things like Printify and Yoicall and so forth. The downside to the print-on-demand is that there's been a big wait, right? Usually it takes several weeks before you guys actually get your products because there is such a demand. There's so many customers that are ordering products, and of course there's production time, and of course after production time there is the shipping time. So basically what I'm doing right now is I'm doing private labeling, and I'm basically going to be bringing some products here, and I'm also going to be having a warehouse where the new Taurus beds and the new Prana beds are going to be as well too. And shipping is going to be much faster, much faster, much faster. Even with the healing code cards right now, if you order them, they're going to come to you very quickly, right? Because I have them here. My partner is also helping me. And so we got a lot more support, we got a lot more help, and we're actually getting the cards out a lot more quickly. So you're having them in a matter of days. You're not having to wait weeks or anything like that, as the old print-on-demand would have it. So that is also being transitioned right now. I'm going to be doing a live stream tomorrow through AetherX, through youtube.com/AetherX store. And I'll be talking more about this, as how I'm moving into the next phase of AetherX, where we're basically getting off print-on-demand, we're transitioning it out, and we're going to start bringing in private labeling, private distribution, and getting this to you guys a lot quicker. So that's always been a downside with AetherX, I know that, because working with print-on-demand companies, it does involve a lot of weight. So, Marty asked a question here, is there any employment opportunities with your expansion? There will be. There certainly will be. We're still just looking to get a little bit bigger, right? We're getting there. But I think as we get closer maybe to fall or winter time, maybe closer to 2024, I will be opening up expansion opportunities so people can start working for AetherX a lot more. But in the meantime, you can work together as an affiliate. Right? So we have an affiliate program on AetherX.co. You can find it if you just scroll down to the footer of the page, of the homepage, you'll find the affiliate program there, and you can sign up for it as well too. Anyways, check out AetherX.co. We got some amazing new products. We also got some pillow shams for the Taurus bed and for the Prana bed as well too. So please check that out. And again, join me for tomorrow with AetherX live stream. We're going to be talking a lot more about what I'm sharing today, our new products, and some Q&A as well. Okay, moving down the list. Everything on the New Earth Teachings YouTube channel is backed up onto Odyssey, so you can check that out, odyssey.com/@newearthteachings. So you can check it out there. The link is in the video description. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started with a wonderful topic of discussion today, presented by Adronis. And he's going to be talking about the secrets of vibration, and basically looking into mind mastery. Looking into how everything that represents experience, everything that represents an object, everything that represents a capability, everything that we know within the mind is capable of being accessed by each and every single one of us. It does take some training, it does take some warming up to this idea, but once you get to that particular point, you're going to move yourself into a state of deep mind mastery, vibrational mastery, as we look into the secrets of vibration. Okay, so anyways, guys, enjoy the transmission as I bring Adronis through now. It'll just take me a moment, and we'll get started with this topic. Here we go. In which afterwards we will take Q&A today as well too. I think we're just going to be doing this topic in Q&A today. I will be looking into getting another webcast going where there will be kind of Q&A and healing as well too. I'm not too sure of the schedule right now, but today we're basically just going to focus on this and have some Q&A, and then next webcast we'll have some healing time coming in as well too. And if you guys do require some distance healing, you feel like you would like to have that for me, then just go to newearthteachings.com and just go to the contact page and leave me a message, and just let me know if you would like a healing request, and I'd be more than happy to help you out from that. Okay, so newarkteachings.com for that. I will go ahead and bring Adronis in, and we'll get started with today's broadcast. Here we go. Terra Soul Star Adronis. We are here at this time. We bid you greetings and thank you very much for the opportunity of this interaction today. I am Adronis of Sirius, sending love, appreciation, and gratitude to all who are tuning into this broadcast through your internet collective consciousness. What we'd like all of you to do at this time is simply allow yourselves to get relaxed, get comfortable, and tune in to the vibrations of Sirius so that you may synchronize, harmonize, and align to all of the information that we have to share. Also understand that all of the information that we shall provide is simply that of our perspective, our point of view. For all knowledge, all information, all creation itself resides within your very hearts, beings, and souls. We will speak on the idea of the topic that is termed the secrets of vibration. When you are able to live life where you are consciously aware of the magnetism that surrounds you, that represents every facet, every fractal that represents experience. This is where you have developed yourself into a master of the mind. Now, the true enlightenment, the true liberation, the true freedom is to simply be your awareness. But you can simply work together with the nature of the mind as you see yourself as sovereign. For it is the living God that resides within this universe that is indeed the master of the mind, because it is the sovereign of the mind, because it is the creative force behind the mind. But when you are looking to uncover, unravel the secrets of vibration, it all comes down to the ability of feelings. That's what it comes down to. It's the ability to feel. It's the ability to intend. It is the ability to commit to an action that represents a certain frequency. And when you are able to live much more in the subtle world rather than the material world, this is where your nature of feelings are going to be exponential. You are opening yourself up to feeling, to have intention, to have that commitment to perform a particular action. Well, Adronis, what could this be? Well, we could give you billions of different examples, trillions of different examples. But what many of you favor is the idea of feeling, shall we say, you want to become younger. Or you may want to have a healthy body, a body that you feel is perfect. Adronis, is it possible for you to have a perfect body? Yes. A body that never gets sick, a body in that sense that has brought forward longevity to the aging process. Absolutely. Well, Adronis, what does this entail? Well, this is the secrets of vibration. So you want to look into the idea of becoming much more acquainted with the body. You want to be acquainted with every single organ. So let's start with something here, all right? Let's start with the heart of your body. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to see the heart within yourself. Just place your hand or your hands upon the heart right now. And we want you just to feel its rhythm. Just as you can feel its heartbeat, just as you can tune into its rhythm, we want you to see it, but not as a material object. We want you to see its vibration. We want you to feel its field of energy. We want you just to witness your heart through its rhythm, through its beat, through its vibration, through its energetic field. We want you to be aware of that. And we want you to synchronize with that rhythm representing the heart. Just be here. Do not concern of saying, oh, is my heart beating too slowly? Is my heart beating too fast? Or maybe it's just right. Do not concern about that. We want you just to tune in to the rhythm of the heart. Just to be aware of it. Feel the heartbeat, feel the rhythm, feel the vibration, feel its energetic field. And just take a few moments to do this now. And as you start to tune in to its frequency, just listen. Just listen. And what we want you to do right now is we want you to feel that the rhythm that you're feeling is the perfect rhythm. That the vibration that you're feeling is the perfect vibration. That the energy field that you are feeling is the perfect, optimal energy field. And we want you just to feel that within your heart right now. Just feel that glowing light of perfection that surrounds the beat, the rhythm, the vibration, and the energy field of the heart. And you know you are feeling it when you start to smile. A genuine smile. You know you feel it when a smile comes across your face. And just feel that glow. Feel that warmth. Feel that peaceful light that shines upon the heart, making its beat perfect, making its rhythm perfect, making its vibration perfect, making its energetic field optimally perfect. And just feel it. Feel it singing. Feel it pulsing. Feel it glowing. Feel it radiating. Feel it at peace. And you simply remain with that feeling for as long as you feel you can. And as you stay there, just with the heart, what you will notice is that your heart's health will spectacularly increase. You will feel like if, for example, you're a 65-year-old person and you're doing this daily by perfecting the heart, feeling again its beat, its rhythm, its vibration, its energy field as perfect. You'll feel like you have a 19-year-old heart inside your 65-year-old body. That's all it takes. It's spending time with your body. Now, some of you may ask, well, Adronis, how often should I do this? We would say do it as often as you can. If you feel like you can only spare 5 minutes, then spare 5 minutes. If you feel you can only spare 10 minutes, then spare 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, etc. It's up to you. But you're doing the same thing with every single organ in your body. You're doing the same thing with the bodily systems, with your digestive system, with your circulatory system, with your endocrine system, with your nervous system, and so forth. You're tuning into its rhythm. You're tuning into its vibration. You're tuning into its energy field, its magnetism. And you're doing the exact same thing just as you did right now. Now, if you are able to perform this regularly, frequently, for a good amount of duration of time, you are literally going to reverse your age. That's all this takes. It's the ability of knowing that every particular organism within this body is operating perfectly, is vibrating perfectly, is rhythmically perfect, just through the intention of making it happen. And that's the secret to vibration. See yourself in the perfect vibration. See yourself with that smile. Feel the joy that comes in being able to completely reshape your body. So, Adronis, does this mean that if we're able to vibrationally change our body, that we don't need to eat? It's not to say that you don't need to eat. You simply do have a diet, yes. It simply will continue, yes. But you're learning to care for your body a great deal more, where the diet itself will change. You will notice that the eating of rubbish-based foods will not really be on your agenda anymore. You are honoring your body to such a degree that even the taste buds of your tongue will change. What you thought was a good thing to eat or drink, your body will basically be rejecting it, repulsing by it. Because you are moving yourself much more into a higher alignment of vibration through perfecting your body. Now again, remember that the body is just an instrument. It will be here for a certain time and then it will go. But what this is teaching you is that you are working with the vibrations of yourself so that you are honoring and respecting and appreciating the body, not attaching to it, not being possessive by it, but basically just honoring the vehicle. Knowing that this vehicle is indeed a gift. It is something that has been given to you for you to operate, for you to work with, for you to ally with, but not to attach to, not to be possessive with, because that will only lead to disaster. It is the same with our own body as well. Do we need it? Not at all. Are we attached to it? Not at all. Are we possessive with it? Not whatsoever, no. But we do honor it. We do appreciate it. We do respect it. We honor it because it is of God. For God is the manifest and God is the unmanifest, and it is that pure love and honoring that we give our body. Just as we encourage you to do the same. Now you may ask about our body. Adronis, we have heard that you are many thousands of years old. Yes, this is true. Going well into, as you would say, many, many tens of thousands of years for yourselves as you understand time. How does this happen? Well, we exist in a domain where vibration is as natural to us, where we can perceive vibration just as simple as you can perceive your own physical body. You see, it's not just a physical body, or in that sense, a luminous body to which we possess, that we are aware of. We see our body as the entire universe itself. It's not just this. This represents a central hub, but it is not the entirety of the body as we would share it with you. And when you learn to see the universe as your own body, that is what's going to bring you into such a greater perspective of life. Which means you will see those who will also inhabit bodies. You will see other people. You will see living animals. You will see living things. And you all see them as yourselves. and that they all represent different examples of vibrations. As you align your vibration into much more of a harmony, everything that comes together through your world body, we will say, will reflect that harmony as well. And you may notice that there will be those who will come into your reality who may not be so much in harmony, but are open to change, and you can assist them. As we said, you cannot change another person, but you can certainly assist. You can certainly serve. Because they see something within you. They see a quality, a vibration. And that is what they want for themselves. But these are where these barriers, these roadblocks, these boundaries, these walls are put up. And this is what you need to learn to take down for yourselves, for you to master the secrets of vibration. It needs to come through you taking the walls down. You're not living in a square anymore. You're developing yourself to live in an expansive circle with no walls. So you're giving up the square so that you can live in the circle. And so basically, for you to become much more adaptive to your own feelings, you need to let go of everything that represents the rubbish of telling you that your feelings are impaired, that your feelings are numb, that you are much more apathetic, that you feel that everything within your life pertaining to feelings have led to conflict and abomination. That is what needs to be neutralized. That is what needs to be purged. There really is nothing to it. If you know yourselves to be the supreme, if you know yourselves to be sovereign, if you know yourselves to be the I am, then you realize that everything that represents a woe within your life has been placed there by yourself. Nobody can give you your pain. All the pain that you have experienced in life has never emerged from anybody. It's all come through you. You have decided to put your feelings into that type of vibration. Your hurt, your suffering, your pain, all of that has come through your own intention to feel it that way. And because you were not educated in the idea of governing your feelings, they have become frail. They have become dried up. And what you are doing through this journey now, because we are talking to you, and it is of no accident that you are here to hear this transmission, is for you to bring nourishment back into those feelings. And it all comes back to what we've shared many times with all of you, is the ability to surrender, is the ability to release, is the ability to let go. And when you do that, the feelings now start to ripen again. They are being nourished. And as we said, if you want to know the secrets of vibration, feelings must be your guide. Through the feelings comes the intention. Through the intention comes the action. Your feeling, intention, action is what's going to bring you into, just as we described earlier, rejuvenating the heart to know that it is perfect. Rejuvenating every facet of the body, the lattice work of this organism, in every facet so that it is perfect. Not only would you be able to dissolve diseases, but your body would be so completely configured in such an advanced way, you would never get sick again. You would be able to extend your living expectancy. This is not, as you would say, a pipe dream. This is something that can be done. In fact, it's much of your yogis and sages of the ancient past who were able to do this. In fact, it was not uncommon for a yogi to live about 120 years, 150 years, 200 years, 300 years, 400 years, 500 years, 600 years. In fact, it even goes back into your Bible, where there are those who actually lived well over 500 to 600 years. Because they knew about the mastery and secrecy of vibration that they have brought upon themselves. They gave themselves to God. It was a very different world at that time because the ancient knowledge was still ripened throughout your planet. The ancient knowledge is coming back to you, but it is coming in a brand new form. It's coming in a scientific form. It's coming in a modernized way. But the vibration to maintain your wellness, to bring about, as you would say, a perfect body, is still present. You're just discovering new ways to articulate it through the modern language, through the modern life. You are integrating the nature of the wisdom of the ancients together with science, consciousness science, spiritual science, etc. And that you are now realizing that everything is indeed vibration, frequency, and energy. It was even your own Nikola Tesla who said this. If you want to know the secrets of the universe, look into energy, frequency, and vibration. Truer words could not have been spoken. And this is what we are teaching you now. You have the ability to take everything that is grandiose, everything that is divine, everything that is beautiful, and incorporate it directly into yourself. There are those of you who speak of sacred sites. There are those of you who speak of ley lines. And that you go upon these sacred sites, and you see these old churches, you see temples, you see pyramids, and you say, how did they know? How did they know to build these structures upon these earth ley lines? Because they knew of the subtle power. They knew how to work with the subtle energies that represented that ley line. They knew exactly where to build it because they were so energetically in tune with the vibrations of the universe. They were able to map everything out. They were able to determine exactly where the ley lines of the earth are. All through the vibrational sensitivity, the vibrational mastery that they place within themselves. And that you can take that actual energetic of the pure ley line vibration and imbue it into yourself for as long as your body lives. You have the ability to do this. How is it done, Adronis? Feelings, intentions, actions. It's knowing that you are playing a chord. So, if you have a guitar handy, and you have been playing the guitar for quite some time, and you're realizing that there's certain notes contained within those chords that you play, you're not going to forget that note. Here I am constantly playing C sharp. Here I am constantly playing F minor, E minor, G, A, B, etc. And you now are aware of those particular notes. Well, now you go out into the world and you see these ley lines. You feel them within you, and it's like plucking a chord. And I'm going to take the energy that comes through plucking that chord, and I'm going to integrate it into every single one of my organs. Because now I know the note of the ley lines. Now I know the feeling. Now I know the intention. Now I know the actions that flow through the ley lines. And I'm incorporating it into myself. I can take that pure divine energy of the ley lines to which it represents. It is the singularity source. It is the source center. And you're incorporating that into yourself. And just through the intention of knowing what that note is, you can bring it into yourself at any time. It's not just here for a limited time. Once you start to bring in source light into yourself, it never expires. It may start to minimalize itself because you are not being attentive to the source light, but the source light is still there. It's when you come through the nature of blessing. It's when you come through the throttling up of your intentions, the throttling up of your feelings, the source light grows brighter. But if you are not acknowledging the source light, it dims itself. It is still present within you, but it's become dim. And it's very important that you are expanding that source light. Just through the awareness of it does it expand. And if you are able to do this every single day, where you place the source energy directly into yourself, and you are aware of it, and you are being it, it expands. It expands. It expands. And it goes further and further out. And now, before you know it, your neighbors are feeling the source energy because you are being the central hub to it. The people that are walking down the street feel something very differently about you because your awareness is on your source as the central hub. And it expands. And that is what you want to train yourself to do. Brad has created AetherX, and it is through AetherX itself that represents this source energy. It is pure source energy. It is not distorted in any way. That's what you find in your beds. That's what you find through the cards. That's what you find by wearing a shirt. Every object possesses the source. And when you are able to awaken that within yourself, to which the AetherX technology is trying to teach you, you will never be sick again. You will never ever feel frail again. This is, as Jesus put it, the life-giving water to where you will never thirst again. It is that life-giving water that represents your connection to God, your connection to the source. And you are simply there. And the faith is the result of your awareness of the expansion of the source field. And that is the ultimate secret to vibration, is that you harness the source light, the source field. You become the central hub to it. And you let it expand just by being aware of it. Just by being aware of it. Not feeling like you need to say 1,000 prayers a day. Not to feel like you need to sit down in a lotus posture and spend 3 hours meditating out each day. None of that is necessary. If you decide to do it, that's up to you. But all it really entails is being aware of the self. Being aware of that source light. And that goes beyond polarity. That goes beyond the light and the dark. That goes beyond the up and the down, the good versus the evil, etc. It is to know that when you are one with source light, with that singularity, you have now transcended polarity because you have come into the center, as we have talked about before. The importance of coming into the center. And that's what happens when you become aware of the source. You're here. And you're living here all the time because the source is now awakened within you. And how does it get awakened with you? By clearing away the excess rubbish that you don't need. By feeling that you are inferior, that feeling that you are petty, feeling that you cannot amount to anything, feeling that I have this victim consciousness, that I have this blame situation, that I'm angry about this, that I'm sad about that I'm fearful about this. And when you learn to let it all go, the source grows stronger within you. It takes over. And now you simply live in happiness, in bliss, which is simply, in a very easy way to put it, your awareness of the self is the very happiness that you are. Your awareness of the self is the very happiness and bliss that you are. It is to be aware of yourself. And that's the peace. And so, therefore, when you are there, you command all vibration. You are standing above and behind the mind. And now you see it as this beautiful sphere where you put your hands into it and you are able to completely manipulate, you are able to completely integrate, you are able to completely capacitate absolutely any and all vibrations that exist within the universe itself, which means the universe is practically yours at that point. Everything is possible because everything is perfect. This is, again, a reminder that we're giving you. We have talked about how powerful humanity is, but you may not realize it. We have told you that you are gods in training, and we're not exaggerating that. You are going through a training ground. That's what the earth represents. And you are, therefore, masters of living vibration. Which means absolutely anything that you recognize as a vibration can therefore be conjured through you. When you realize that money, for example, is just a vibration, you'll be able to conjure as much of it as you wish. But really, when you come into that center of source, you really have no need for it. If you decide to conjure wealth, it is often for the sake of others, not for yourself. You have no desire for it. But when you know you may feel guided to conjure a great deal of wealth because you want to help others, then that could certainly be a possibility. Adronis, are you saying that I don't even have to lift a finger and the wealth of the world would come to me? If you are understanding yourself as a master of vibration, absolutely. You would not even have to lift a finger and everything comes to you. If that is something that you so desire, but as we stated, it's not really for you, because when you start to move into this masterful consciousness, you realize that really everything you do is more so for the sake of others rather than the sake of yourself. You're already on your throne. What else do you need? Nothing really. But I can conjure these things and I can work together to helping others. Absolutely, yes you could. You would be able to know the vibration that pollution is and neutralize it and transmute it into goodness. Just like that. For the goodness and sake of others. Because you have no need for it. You're already on your throne. Once you're on your throne, you have no desires for yourself at all. And that is being the master of vibration. Because you know yourself. You are in self-awareness. You're sitting on your throne. There's nothing greater than that. The sovereign throne is the ultimate. And just through an intention, you could look at this world change. But not for your sake. You are able to listen to the collective consciousness whispers. And you see exactly where you can involve yourself to assist. The idea to boast, the idea to be egocentric is no longer there when you're seated on your throne as a master of vibration. It's not there. Which means you really don't have any desires. You don't have any wants. You play with those as you start to get closer, as you start to ascend up the throne, ascend up the stairs that lead you to the grand throne. But once you sit, there's nothing you want. Once you're on that throne, that's it. You are now seeing yourself as the sovereign of the universe. Everything in the universe is at your beck and call. The divine forces bring absolutely anything you want to yourself almost instantaneously. Because you have mastered yourself. You have mastered the body. You have mastered the mind. You have mastered the environment. You have mastered the world. And all secrets that represent vibration is as natural to you as breathing in and breathing out. All vibrations are like these fine chords, and all it takes is you just to pull your finger and pluck. And whatever that vibration is, it's here for you. Nothing to it. Now, some of you may be hearing this and saying, Adronis, could this really be real? Are you saying that we, all of us, have the ability to sit on that throne and completely command the universe in every vibration that exists right now? Yes. All of you. None of you are excluded from doing this. Not a single one of you. Every single one of you can be on that throne. But you have to want to be there. You have to feel it even beyond a wanting, even beyond a needing. It is my nature to be on that throne. It is my nature to walk up those steps and to sit on the sovereign's throne so that God and I are one. It's exactly what Jesus did. He knew the throne and he sat on the throne. And he could have done so much more than what he did when he was alive. He could have transformed this entire world through a thought where the ability of Christhood could reign upon the entire world. But he did not, because that's not what the world wanted. The world wants you to evolve naturally. It doesn't want shortcuts. It doesn't want offerings to where you are being robbed of your own evolution. Believe us when we say the great masters that are, again, we're at the same level of Jesus or even beyond him, such as Krishna, for example, could have made the world a beautiful, peaceful oasis with a thought. Just like that, and it would have come to be. But they did not. Because the Earth's logos has a plan for all of you. And it's to evolve yourselves naturally. And that is why they did not do it. They want to see humanity progress naturally, because that is the will of the living God. And it is always respected. This is why we say when you get to the throne, there's no ego. There's no boasting. There's no feeling that this is what I desire and I better have it or else. No, there's none of that. That is completely neutralized from your being. When you're making your way up the steps, you may have certain implementations of that, but that's only going to take you so far. You have not come into your full power. You only come into your full power when you're seated on the throne. Not when you're going up the steps. Not when you're entering the sacred temple. It's when you have sat on the throne that you are at your full power, your true godhead. When you are a true godhead, that is you seated on the throne. And you will never be at the full potential, at the full power to where the universe is completely at service to you until you are seated on that throne. Cannot happen before that. You'll have glimpses, you'll have opportunities, you'll have potentialities. You'll feel it brewing within yourself, but you haven't sat down yet. And to be that master of vibration is to sit on that throne. So we want you to ponder everything that we have shared today about working with vibration. And that you have the ability to capture these vibrations. And you have the ability to incorporate it into yourself, to incorporate it into others, to incorporate it into your environment. Just by noticing the note, the tone, plucking the chord and feeling that vibration. And you know it. And now through the knowing of that vibration, you can apply it in any way you wish. And that's the beginning step. That's you walking up the stairs towards the temple. Opening the big temple doors. Walking into the throne room. Seeing a majestic red carpet before you. And seeing all these stairs leading up into the sovereign's throne. And when you start to work with the subtle nature of reality, that is you embarking up these stairs. This universe was given to you. It was given to you to train yourself to know that you are God. As we said, you start off up high, you come back down, and you go back up, even higher than before, and you go back down. And you go back up even higher than before. You will notice that when you go back down, you'll often go very, very deep into the darkness and come back up. So the wave gets bigger as you go down and as you go up. And as you go down and as you go up. It's a sine wave that continues to grow, that continues to expand. And you come into the deepest levels of darkness to transcend it all, so that you see yourself evolving even further. The Godhead within yourself even becomes more radiant each and every single time. And all of you have been doing this. None of you are excluded from the sine wave. You have all been doing this. So we want you again to take into note everything that we have shared with you today. That you can be masters of vibration. That the secrets of vibration will no longer be secrets when you start working with the subtlety of life as often, as frequently as you can. All right? We thank you for the opportunity of this interaction. We will now move forward into a question and answer period. We thank you very much. One moment as we return to the conduit. Okay, great. Thank you, everybody. Hope you have enjoyed that. A little discussion with Adronis. So we will go ahead now and move into question time. So I have the chat here. So if you guys do have any questions in regards to anything Adronis has shared or anything else in general, feel free to post it here on the chat. Okay, and I'll just be going through the chat here and just seeing what we got. All right. This is from Magdalena. It's actually a question regarding AetherX. Magdalena says, are there any testimonials from the Taurus bed? From the Taurus bed, I think we're going to be getting some testimonials very soon. People are just starting to receive a lot of their orders from the Taurus bed right now. So it probably will be maybe a couple more weeks. But right now, there are testimonials on the Prana bed. All right. I could basically give my own testimonial from the Taurus bed. Okay. And my girlfriend could actually give some testimonials from the Taurus bed as well, too. She had a sunburn. Being on the beach for too long. She went and laid down on the bed. Overnight, her sunburn was gone. Okay. For my own particular forms of experiences with the Taurus bed, my own ability to breathe has actually been a lot better. Right? I've had some problems with my lungs over the years as well, too. When I've laid down on the Taurus bed, my lungs themselves are actually starting to feel a lot more freeing, a lot more open, a lot more expansive. So that is also something that I'm noticing is changing. My skin pigmentation is actually getting a lot better as well too. I'm actually getting a little less gray hair as well too, which is nice. I still have some, but the gray hair is certainly getting less and less, and that certainly is from the Taurus bed. Right? So those are some of my own testimonials and testimony of my partner as well too, who was able to heal her sunburn overnight just by laying down on the Taurus bed. Okay. So like I said, a lot of them are just being sent out right now. So I'm still getting some feedback from people who are using the Taurus bed. And if there are more testimonials, they will certainly be up on the website. Okay. Thank you for your question. Okay, let's go down the list here a bit more. Let's see. Yeah, Petra just says, if we are gods in training, I have the feeling I am in the repetition class. So basically, really you have to involve yourself with that. You have to involve yourself with repetition, okay? If we are gods in training, it's not even really a question of if. The whole idea is that we get too caught up in the dramas of life. We get too caught up about what we see on TV. We get too caught up of what we're being told life is. We're so used to tuning into the gossip tree, right? Where there's just so much gossip, and we're basically just trying to take in what other people think of the world and trying to apply that as our own opinion and our own perspective. And that's the foolish way of doing it. That's the surface-based way of doing it. It's being able to go out into nature for yourself and feel nature all around you. It's like what Adronis was teaching you guys about the heart, about just going in the heart, right? You're not tuning into CNN about this. You're not going to a website about this, right? We're not getting into opinionation here. You're going into your own body and you're feeling your heart beat. And you feel its beat, you feel its rhythm, you feel its vibration, you feel its energy field. And now we perfect that. We bring it into harmony. We bring it into joy. We feel that warm glow. And now you notice that as you do that more and more over time, you are building yourself into having a body that is going to be so substantially healthy, so substantially well, that it's moving into being a perfect body. You'll feel like you have a teenager's heart. You're 65 years old, right? Very much like what Adronis has shared here. The whole idea is that you guys have to get on your own side. You got to stop thinking that somebody else is going to do this for you. When you actually rely upon yourself and you trust yourself and you make this happen, that's where you see the result, right? So repetition is necessary. This is why, again, Adronis will say, try to focus on it for as long as you can. And it does need to be repetition because you're still caught up in an old materialistic world. And you thought that this, again, is all there is to it. It's this materialistic world. It's suffering. It's hardship. It's worry. It's concern. It's conflict. It's this, that. It's duality. It's all of that. And the universe is not going to deny you that perspective. If that's the perspective that you decide to focus on, then that is going to be your world. That is going to be your life. If all you see around you is suffering, suffering is going to be your life. If all you see is government conspiracy and hardship, then that's going to be your life. The universe is never going to contradict what you're putting out through thought. So this is where you're looking at that and saying, I'm going to go up here. Why do you think I decided to let go of all that conspiracy stuff and political talk and all that stuff? Because it was not doing anything for me, right? Guys, back in the day, like I said, I did this for 3 years, where I was, again, talking about COVID, talking about government conspiracy, and talking about politics, and talking about presidents and prime ministers and stuff like that. And that's fine. It was all what it needed to be. But I just knew it was time to get off that stuff because it was not doing anything for me, right? Sometimes I would just go into those topics to pull people out of being addicted to those topics. That was really my strategy, right? And I know I had quite a few 100 subscribers who have unsubscribed from this channel because I don't talk about that stuff anymore. I don't talk about conspiracy. I don't talk about politics. I don't talk about all these low base things of life. And that can make get people upset because I was being kind of an informant with that information, and that's the only reason they came here. They didn't want to spiritually evolve. They didn't want to advance themselves. They just wanted the dirt. Give us the dirt sheets, right? Give us the info about all that. And that was doing nothing for me. Like, I could tell that after I was doing those webcasts, I was feeling irritable. I wasn't feeling good. I was just getting into that low base frequency. Even I wanted to try and pull people out of it. It still represented a certain frequency that was not too harmonious with me. And when I decided to give all that up, I bounced back. I bounced back into what this channel used to be before I got into all that COVID crap, right? And this is basically what I'm bringing newer teachings back in. I'm bringing it back into its original roots, right? So pre-2020 is where it's coming back as now. And I could not be happier. I do not miss talking about conspiracy, government, politics, and all that rubbish garbage, right? I'm completely happy not talking about that. I'm completely happy not nosediving directly into that useless crap, because that's what it is. It's nothing but puppetry of the world. It's nothing but these gears that basically turn an old crank that is just going nowhere. It's just repetition. It's just a hamster on a wheel going around and around and around, and you get nowhere with it. But when I start talking about these topics and you guys are serious about it and you start going into it, I can see you guys changing. right? And like I said, there's a lot of you who do it, but there's only a few of you that come to me and actually tell me how you're doing, right? I can talk to 100 people about this whole thing. They're interested, and then after I talk about it, maybe about 10 of you come here and they talk about that you're doing it and you're working with it, and then there's maybe about 2 or 3 of you that will actually give me a really great testimonial about how you're doing, okay? It's the same thing with AetherX, right? I got thousands of customers, and they're all working with the technology, and maybe out of that 1,000, I get me about 100 people that are talking about it. And then I get me about 10 people that are actually leaving testimonials about it, okay? It's just how it is, guys. Many will hear of this. Few will actually start to practice this, and even fewer will get the actual benefit out of this, okay? Because they're committed. They're committed and they see this as themselves and they start doing it. This is a prophecy that has been told down the ages. Many people will talk about spiritual practices. Few will actually put it into practice, and even fewer will get results from it. Okay? And I'm seeing that pattern all the time, right? I got 60,000 plus subscribers on this channel, guys. And how many of you are actually here right now? Maybe a couple hundred, right? Kind of doesn't make sense, does it? With over 60,000 subscribers, and there's probably only just a couple hundred of you here. And because you want this, you want to look into this. But again, there will be those of you who will do it, and there will be even fewer of you who will talk about it, who will actually say, I reap the rewards of this. Okay? It's just the way of how the world wants it right now, right? We're all in a phase. I know at some particular point it is going to expand a lot further. But right now we're still kind of in the medium, the bridge between the material world and the spirit world, right? And there's still some people who are trying to materialize the spiritual world, and you can't do that, okay? You cannot materialize your own advancement. And that's what people still get confused by. And people still want to use the old materialistic ways to try and get enlightened. They want an easy button. It should be as easy as me ordering a package on Amazon. I'm enlightened now. Ah. No, and it doesn't work that way. Okay, it is involving work, simple work, but it's still work, right? It's like Adronis says, go into your heart, work with it, right? Feel that vibration of perfection and feel your heart perfectly working. That involves your attention. That involves your awareness, okay? It's not an easy button, so okay, I don't have to do anything else. That's it. Here's the easy button, as simple as Amazon. One click. There we go. Oh, my body's perfect now. No, it doesn't work that way, okay? You have to give yourself responsibility. Responsibility is the name of the game when it comes to your inner work, right? That's the important thing. That's the catch-22 here. All right, let's go down the list here a bit more. Okay. So this one here is from Val. Val says, Adronis, what about alchemy and the importance of the recharging clockwise circulation of energy in the chakras of 7 metals, the 3 dantians, and the aura in general? Okay, one moment. We thank you very much, Val, for your question regarding the nature of alchemy. So, when it comes to spinning the chakras, when it comes to building up the dantians, that is a path, but that is not the path. You see, there are those who do it because of their lineage, that they have decided to work with those particular practices, that you are working with spinning the chakras, that you are working to purify the dantians, that you are working with the subtle elements, integrating them together in the composites of your body, and that you are moving forward and expanding your aura. As we said, it's a path, but it's not the path. You have to understand that there are many roads to God. So, is it necessary for every single human being on this planet for them to perform the very exercises that you have said here, Val? No. It's not necessary at all. It is done because that is what you have decided to explore through the lineages of your education. Not to say that that's a bad thing. Not to say that that's a wrong path. It is not. It's something that you can get somewhere. But that's one path up countless paths towards the mountain. Do you really want to know what it comes down to? Awareness. That's all it comes down to. And this is something that you all are. This is why we say that awareness is not even a path. It's just the way. Does not matter how many times you spin your chakras. Does not matter how much you decide to purify the Dantins, the elixir fields, the brains of the body. Does not matter how much you want to incorporate the subtle elements into your body. Does not matter how much you want to expand your energy field. Those are technicalities, and they're not wrong, but they represent a path up the mountain. And it still is a great complementary path because it's bringing you up the mountain. It's like those in that sense who decide to work with other facets, be it yoga, tai chi, martial arts, inner alchemy, etc. They're all pathways that lead up the mountain. And if that is for you, then by all means pursue it with all of your heart. But is that necessary to take any one of those paths that have been labeled as necessity? No. It all comes down to one thing: awareness. The awareness of your being to know that you are the Supreme. The awareness of your being to know that you are the living God itself. That's really all it takes. Now, some of you may want to utilize those paths to warm yourself up to that idea. And by all means, please do so. But again, there are those on the planet who are able to simply be at the top of the mountain because they realize that awareness is all that's needed. But it does not matter. You certainly can take these paths. That's exactly why these paths are available upon the mountain. And many of them are very enlightening paths. You will know a lot about yourself. And if you feel again that this is a path you want to follow, we encourage you to follow it. If you feel that yoga is going to help you out, that inner alchemy is going to help you out, that martial arts is going to help you out, that the idea of these ancient occult practices, Rosicrucianism, etc., is going to help you out, then please go for it. It's warming you up to that idea, but it all really just comes back to the same thing. It all comes back to realizing that you are awareness. That's where they all lead. They all lead to the one realization, that you are awareness. Does not matter how long you decide to do this. Does not matter the sadhanas that you decide to perform. If you feel it helps you, perform them. But it all comes down into the same result, that you are awareness, that you are the sovereign sitting on the throne. And that is the only real that there is. We are telling you that each and every single one of you are gods. Now, you may not believe us. Adronis, that's blasphemous. How could you say that I'm God? You only basically feel it's blasphemous because you have not seen it. But we see it through each and every single one of you. Behold God through all of you, because that is who and what you are. That is an undeniable fact. You don't see it. And that's why you don't believe it. So you decide to spiral your way up the mountain by working together with certain practices, by working with certain lineages of education, and that's fine. But it's only going to warm you up to the point where you realize, I am. Because that's the only truth. There's only one truth in all, and as that is, you are. You are awareness. You are consciousness. You are the I am. There's nothing else. Everything else below that is nothing but perspective, not truth. The only truth is that you are. The only truth is that I. And that's it. That's the only truth you'll ever know. And that cannot be defined, it cannot be pictured, it cannot be visualized, it cannot really be spoken about. Because even when we say the I am, that still really doesn't do it, because it's even simpler than that. Even if we say the word I, it's even simpler than that. Where there are no words, it's even simpler than that. Where there is no action, it's even simpler than that. This is what you must realize. So, decide whatever path that you feel warms you up to the truth, to take it in any way you wish. But there is no necessity in all of life. There is only the realization of the truth. And necessity doesn't even really exist. The only true nature that comes close to the idea of necessity is that I am. And that's it. All right? We thank you for your question. Okay, well, thank you for your question. Let's move on. Okay, this one here is from Aquasendra. Aqua says, question for Adronis, is there any technology that we can create through the path of cymatics? Okay, so if you guys are not aware what cymatics is, well, think of it in the idea of a plate that blasts a particular frequency, and imagine that there is sand on that plate. And when that frequency is being blasted, you're seeing patterns emerge, right? So we're basically looking at that through cymatics in that way. So this is basically the question that's being sent to Adronis, asking about that. Is there any technology that we can create through the path of cymatics? Okay, one moment. We thank you very much, Aquasendra, for your question about cymatics. Well, you realize that cymatics is actually responsible for all form that exists. Everything that represents the material world is formed by sound. Cymatics is just a term that you have given about understanding how sound is indeed the catalyst that brings about the form to all living things. Because you have sound frequencies all around you right now that is bringing form into what it is. This is why when you have a cymatics device and you pour some salt or some sand upon the plate and you blast it with a particular frequency, you see the geometries taking shape. The sound itself is responsible for all form that this universe holds. So, you can imagine that when you ask your question, it goes far beyond technology, Aquasendra. The very form that you occupy is because of sound vibration. The very forms that you see all around you is because of sound vibration. So what would happen if you have this chart and you have this device that is able to manipulate the very sounds that make form what it is? You would skew and distort reality itself. Basically, we would say the projection of reality itself. You would be able to bend matter. You would be able to create portal devices that would be able to take you from one place to another instantly. You would be able to perform absolutely everything that would involve the manipulation of matter. You would be able to manifest anything you wanted from the ethers. So there would be technologies that would represent this, that would be in complement to the natural manipulation of the sound vibration that makes physical reality what it is. And you could manipulate every part of it. You could manipulate every atom, every cell, every molecule, everything. You could manipulate DNA. You could give yourself an entirely new body by working together with the nature of what you term as cymatics. You could be here, then there, instantly. There's no limits, because it is the sound vibration, the perturbation of the ether that brings about that sound quality that makes form what it is. It's sound that's responsible for light. It was your own Nikola Tesla who said that light is nothing more than a sound wave in the ether. Sound is what creates light. It is what patternizes form. Do you see how vast that is? Do you see exactly what you could do with cymatics technology? Now again, going beyond the technological aspect of it, do you see what you could do when you were in harmony with all vibration? Because it even goes beyond the cymatics term. You being sovereign can absolutely manipulate everything, even beyond what technology can do, through the purity of your consciousness. If you realize who and what you truly are. You are being the sovereign, the master of all vibration. And everything can be manipulated, everything can be changed, everything can be altered. You could create worlds like that. You could create galaxies like that. You could create another universe like that. With very little effort when you realize yourself to be sovereign. So, cymatics represents a particular term pertaining to that nature of the manipulation of sound, the understanding, the education of sound, the manipulation of sound, the correspondences to sound, and seeing how it all correlates together with what you know as the grid of physical reality. So, it is a very, very vast understanding. And we'd like you to look into that a little bit more and see it for yourself. All right? We thank you for your question. Okay, Aquasendra, thank you very much for your question. Okay. All right, we have Cranky Pants McGee. I'm not going to do a Scotch accent this time. No. Cranky Pants McGee is here. She asks a question. I'm trying very hard to manifest a large amount of money to help the feline rescue I work with, and I feel like I'm fighting an uphill battle. Any thoughts? That's the whole reason why you're struggling, Cranky Pants. Okay? If we are fighting, if we are battling, you are not going to bring about the end result that you want to do. You are stuck in quicksand. Okay? If you guys are struggling, you are fighting. You are being adversarial with the very manifestation that you desire because you're trying to control everything. You're going to remain in that quicksand. And you're not going to go anywhere. Okay? If I'm doing my best and I'm trying very hard, that's the problem. You're using ego to try and manifest something that ego can't do. Guys, ego can't create. Okay? Ego cannot manifest. You're looking outside for circumstances to try and feel like this is going to be my resolution. This is going to be my savior to this whole situation. But you're sinking deeper in the quicksand. So what do we need to do? Well, Cranky Pants, what I would suggest that you do is you start looking at a couple of my free healing videos. Okay? The newest one is the abidance method. And I want you to surrender to everything. I want you to surrender the feeling of trying so hard to manifest money. That's why you're not manifesting money. You're letting the ego lead the charge. And you're sinking deeper into quicksand. I want you to let all of that go. And I want you to leave it all to spirit. I want you to leave it to source consciousness that will bring about all the money to you through opportunity. And so I'm going to surrender everything. Okay, here I am with my frustration. Here I am with my anger. Here I am just absolutely conflicted with this whole situation because I'm trying so hard and I'm fighting so much and everything's against me and I'm just frustrated. I'm angry. But really, what is it that I'm getting through? I'm going through rejection. I'm being rejected by everything, right? And I feel like I'm going through a type of abuse as well, too. I feel like I'm burning myself out. I'm fighting so much, and I'm completely bewildered, feeling this abuse and rejection. Well, there you go. That's what's going on, okay? So I want you to let all of that go. So, Cranky Pants, I have 3 questions for you. Number 1, whose challenge is this? Okay, that challenge is yours. It's my challenge, right? Who is it that is facing this challenge? It's mine, okay? Why do I ask that question? Because this is helping you to understand that you're taking responsibility for your own challenge. Okay? Question number 2. What feelings arise when you feel this challenge within yourself? What are you feeling? Does it feel like it's really deeply in the body? Is it making your heart skip a beat? Is it making your stomach turn in knots, etc.? Because this is letting you know about how deep this trauma goes into yourself. Is it on the physical level? What are you feeling when you think of this trauma? Okay, and you may want to take a moment just to observe yourself. Is it creating knots in me? Does it feel like I'm just sweating bullets? Does it make my heart just race? Does it feel like I'm hyperventilating? Okay, that shows me that this situation has really took a toll on you. Okay, and that when you're able to surrender this, it's going to be beautiful. Okay, but I'm going to do this with you right now live, and you guys can join me as well too. Okay, so now that I've asked question number 2, I will go to question number 3. Are you ready to let this go right now? Okay. I'm going to imagine that you and maybe others are going to say yes. Okay. So maybe you guys that are watching this right now maybe have something similar to what Cranky Pants McGee is going through right now. Okay. All right. So I'm going to imagine everybody says yes. So here's what I want you to do now. So I want you to let it all go. The challenge that you're looking at right now, I want you to let it all go. Just let it go. And let it go some more. And let it go some more. And release it some more. And surrender to it even more. Letting it go more. Releasing it more. Surrendering to it more. Discharging it more. And more and more. And more and more. And more and more. And how do you feel? You feel like you got it all? You feel like there's still some there? Release some more. Surrender some more. Till you feel like you've got it completely, all of it, all of it. And how do you know you're getting it all? You start to smile. Okay? You start to chuckle. You start to laugh. You may even start to cry. And that's a good sign too. Right? That's how you know you got it all. And now you got it all. I ask you the question, how do you feel right now? And I don't want you to answer. I want you to abide in that now moment feeling. That feeling you have when you completely surrender everything. I want you just to abide there. And I want you to abide there for a total of 1 minute. Let's have 1 minute of silence. I want you to abide in that now moment feeling that you feel. 1 minute. And take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. All right. So why did I get you guys to abide in that now moment feeling for 1 minute of time? Because through that 1 minute, you healed yourself tremendously. With that 1 minute, you completely refreshed your energy fields, you completely refreshed your vitality, and you have completely expanded yourself. Your energy is a lot bigger right now. Because you decided to abide in that now moment feeling for only 1 minute. Imagine when you do it for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, etc. You're going to expand it even further. Your vitality field is even going to get stronger. And that's the power of abidance. when you're abiding in the awareness of your own being. And that now moment feeling that you get after you surrender sets you free. Now that I am clear, Cranky Pants McGee, I want you just to look into yourself and say, I already have the money from Spirit that will take care of all of this. I already have the money from Spirit that will take care of all of this. And I want you to feel that in your heart, and I want you to smile about it. I already have the money from Spirit that will take care of all of this. And I want you to know that. I want you to be certain of that. That when you say that, either out loud or in your mind, you know that that is the truth. And then we let it go. And then we carry on with our day, not even thinking about it at all anymore. Okay? So it's like a helium balloon that you're just letting go of. I already know that Spirit has the money to take care of all of this. Let go of the balloon, and now we just walk, we continue on with our day. We don't even think about it. And now with us not thinking about it, we're looking into other matters. All of a sudden, these incredible manifestations of opportunity come their way, and you're now seeing all of these miracles being manifested before your eyes. But the key is to let it go completely. We've surrendered to it, we set our intention, we've released the balloon, and now we go on with our day. Guys, that's the key to manifestation. Okay? You can put powerful feelings directly into your manifestation, but as long as you're continuing to hold on to it, it's not going anywhere. The balloon can't be in your hands. You need to set it free. When you set it free and you let it go and you continue on with your day looking into other things, you're letting everything come to you. There's no magnetic resistance anymore, right? It's not clumping to you anymore. You're breaking free, you're letting it go, you're letting yourself take care of it. The greater self, the divine forces, right? The essence of God is taking care of that now. That's the secret that you have to do. And Cranky Pants, you're not alone. Okay? I've been doing this work 15 years. I've talked to tens of thousands of people. And so many people come to me, Brad, why isn't this coming about? Why isn't this coming about? Well, it's very much the reason about why you're saying that you're having hardship. You're having the most difficult time to manifest this because you're trying to let the ego do it. The ego can't create. Don't care how hard you try. You can just basically burst a nerve in your head trying to squeeze and thinking that the ego is going to do this. And you're going to go nowhere. You're going to sink in the quicksand a lot more because you're trying to let the ego take care of this stuff. And it can't. It's too stupid. It doesn't know how to create. All it does is function as a memory device. All it does is remember the past. It can't create. It's too stupid to. Okay? And that's where a lot of people make their mistakes. They go to the ego. Ego, let's do this. Let's try and make this happen. Blah, 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 and it goes nowhere. And it's like stepping on landmines. And you're just blowing yourself up over and over and over again because you're struggling and you're fighting and you're letting the ego run the show. And that's a mistake. All right? So please keep that in mind. Remember to surrender. Work with the abidance method that's on this YouTube channel. It's one of the newest videos. And surrender and remain in the abidance of that now moment feeling. State your intentions with all of your feelings behind it. Let it go like a helium balloon and go on with your day and watch the miracles come to you. Okay? Thank you very much. Okay. Janice says, would like to ask what can I do to heal my palms from Dupuytren's? Dupuytren's? Cords tighten in pain, so you need to stop fighting it. Okay? So again, all I really suggest is very much like what Adronis was teaching you at the beginning of this broadcast, if you saw it. Okay? If you are having problems with your tendons in your arms, I want you to tune in to the rhythm of the tendons. Right? I want you just to feel them. I want you to feel that inflammation that's coming in. Okay? If there's inflammation, there's soreness, there's aches coming in through your tendons, I just want you to firstly not react to them. Okay? Don't react. If you react, you're going to make the inflammation worse. If you react, you're going to make the soreness worse. You're going to make the stiffness worse because you're reacting to it and you're telling your brain, this hurts like hell. So if you need to at first, take some deep breaths. Okay? Cleansing breaths, and I want you to be completely neutral to your arm. Okay? And I want you just to listen to it. And feeling all that inflammation, everything that's there, but just looking at it as an observer. And I want you just to put the light into it, just as Adronis was talking about earlier. Let's put that glow. Let's put that warmth, let's put that light into the tendons. And see them as perfect. One guide that can help you with that is I want you to look back at yourself in an earlier age where you felt your arms were strong, your tendons were strong. And that's what I want you to bring in. That's what the light is bringing in. You're seeing your younger self with perfectly healthy arms, perfectly healthy tendons, and as soon as you're streaming the light into the arms, that inflammation is melting away. Okay? That's all we're doing. I want you to see the perfection of the tendons in your arm. Okay? And we're not reacting. If we react, the pain gets worse. If we react, the stiffness, the ache, the inflammation, the burning, all of that gets worse. You're just telling your mind, this hurts like a mofo, and I can't get out of this. Oh my God, it's agony. What are you telling your mind? Okay, well, she's in pain. She's in pain. She's hurting a lot more. So let's dump more pain on it. Okay? You have to learn to be non-reactionary. Okay? To non-react. To be the witness. Okay? Once you're there, and like I said, the breath will bring you there. Guys, do heart rate variability. That's why I've taught it to you guys so many times on this channel. 4 seconds into the nose. 6 seconds out the nose. Repeat, 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 repeat. Your body goes into a low idle state of being, subtle state of being. You are stimulating the parasympathetic. You're not in fight or flight to what the sympathetic does when you're hyperventilating and you're mouth breathing. This is horrible. Oh, this is horrible. You're stimulating the sympathetic. It's fight or flight. Okay? You can't heal yourself with fight or flight. You can only heal yourself with the parasympathetic, with the calm, relaxation, centeredness that you get, stimulating the parasympathetic nervous system. Okay, so we do that, and we just start rubbing our arm just like this. You're feeling its rhythm, and the light that you are bringing in through the rub is enlightening it, is charging it, is bringing it into beauty. And I'm just saying the tendons in my arm is perfect. Tendons that I feel right now is in perfect condition, perfect shape. My tendons are incredibly healthy. My tendons are incredibly well. They are blessed. I am blessed with a pure, healthy, well body. And that's what I'm talking to my body about. And I take those next 10, 15, 20 minutes just doing that. Blessing my body, blessing my body. And I'm learning to be non-reacting. As soon as I go back into reaction, the pain comes back. Okay? You have to know what you say. You have to talk to the body. When you're bringing that light, you see that as the light of spirit. Spirit is bringing it through, and it's clearing it away completely. That's what makes a difference. Okay? Thank you for your question. Okay, guys, we're going to take about 1 or 2 more questions, and we're going to wrap up. Okay. Okay, I think we'll go with Gat and Anna's 2 last questions here. Gat says, question, how does one go about making friends when everyone seems self-involved? This seems to be a lonely life I'm stuck in, surrounded by people who don't understand me, because that's what you're putting out. It seems like this is the life where I'm not having any friends, where no one understands me. What are you putting in? You're validating all of that, right? Your tendencies, your actions that you decide to follow are complementing the nature of loneliness. Okay? At any particular moment, guys, we can turn everything around. So many of you think you're cursed because you have that. But I just see the tendencies in your words. These are nothing but programs. Because you see things like that happening in your past, you think that that's what's going to happen in your future. But you're not present. You're not living as a present being. You're living in this hurtful situation 2, 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago, which means you have not even come into your present self because you're reacting to what you believe through your perception is actually my life. My life is very, very lonely. Do you want it to be lonely? No, I want to have company. Okay. Then let's get out of wants and let's come into certainty. So again, I would just do the abidance method with you again. Okay? So again, we would go back to those 3 questions. Who is it that is facing this challenge? What do you feel when you look into this challenge? Are you ready to let this challenge go? Okay? And we surrender. And you surrender some more. And you surrender some more. And you let go some more. And you release some more. And you discharge some more. And more and more and more. Till you start smiling. And then you stay in that abidance of the now moment feeling for at least 1 minute. And after you do that, I want you to put your intention in saying, I have the greatest company in the world. I have the most amazing people that are with me. And I am so happy to have this wonderful company. I am so happy to feel that I have such wonderful people within my space. And I want you to pour all of your feelings into that. And then like a helium balloon, I want you to let it go. This goes back to what I've talked about with my 5-minute focus practice that I've taught you guys. Okay? So a lot of gems on my YouTube channel, guys. You have to kind of search for it. It's like a treasure hunt. There's a lot of them. I haven't done that good of a job to organize that, I admit. There's a lot of gems, okay? So like I said, when you're looking at the free videos, when you're looking at the abidance method, when you're looking at release ball method, when you're looking at prana transmission technique, when you're looking at the 5-minute focus, okay? These are things that are just so powerful that when you put them into practice, your life's going to change. Guys, there is nothing in the mind that is ever certain. Okay? I want you guys to write that down right now. There is nothing in the mind that is ever certain. Okay? There is nothing in the mind that is ever permanent. I'm only bringing about what I'm bringing about because how I feel about what I feel about. Okay? That's really what it comes down to. You feel this is how things are. And it saddens you. And it frustrates you. And it brings you down. And now you're walking in that low vibe throughout the entire world. And the world says, okay, fine. It's what she's saying. She thinks she's lonely. So we'll give it to her. We'll give it to her abundantly. We'll give her so much sadness. We'll give her so much frustration. We'll give her so much hurt. Because that's what she's constantly saying. The universe is not going to pat you on the back and say, oh, poor you, poor you. I'll still give you the greatest abundance even though you feel like crap. Okay? You got to get out of the feeling of crap. Okay? You got to raise yourself up. And to raise yourself up, what do? We surrender. We let go. We release. We discharge. Just like what you've learned through the abidance method, the release ball method, the prana transmission technique, cord removal healing, BCR technique. Okay? All of these help you. Like I said, the abidance method is probably the simplest one of them all. And we're just surrendering, surrendering, surrendering. We're letting it go. And we just abide in that beautiful now moment feeling. That's you being in your presence. Just for a minute. Right? Can even be longer if you wanted to. And then you feel that and your entire energy is expanding. You're saying, you know what? I have great company with me. I have the best people with me. I have the most amazing people with it. And I'm visualizing it. I'm seeing it. I'm feeling it. And I feel these amazing people come into me. And I feel so elated. Fantastic. Let the balloon go. Don't give it another thought. Go on with your day. And now you go outside and you start meeting these wonderful people who are just making your ears burn because they're talking about the same kind of things that you love to hear. And now an opportunity for friendship unfolds. there's the miracles. I'm teaching you guys how to manifest miracles daily because that's what I'm teaching my students. They're going to become coaches for a brand new platform that I'm creating called the AetherX Academy. And as a particular prerequisite to being a coach for my students, they have to manifest miracles daily. Okay? I'm manifesting miracles daily, guys. It happens all the time. Because you just surrender, you let it go, and you let God. Let go and let God. It is not I, but the Father that worketh through me. That's your liberation. That's your formula for miracles. And miracles are the effects of you being in harmony with yourself. That's where you want to be, okay? Let's go to Anna's last question. We're going to wrap up. Anna says, question, we are living in a world of pollution in the air, water, food, soil. What type of meditation do you recommend to purify the food, the air, and the water? So we'll get Adronis to answer this last question, then we'll wrap up. Okay, here we go. We thank you very much, Anna, for your question about your pollution in the air, your pollution in the ground, your pollution in the water, your pollution in the food. Now, it's not to say that you cannot do a meditation. Very much to like what we talked to with Vel, relating to spinning the chakras, purifying the dantians, expanding the aura, working with the subtle elements, implementing them into your body. That is one way of an infinite amount of ways. Meditation is one way of an infinite amount of ways where you see everything come together. What is it that you may not understand to feel that all of these needed to happen to trigger a greater awakening? You see? What happens when you snap your fingers and tomorrow everything that went from polluted goes to clean? You rob yourselves of the lesson. If it was not meant for your earth to be contaminated and polluted in this way, it would not have been so. It is there to have an example, a message in a bottle. So, yes, you can meditate on this. Yes, you can work in your own means to clean up your own area. You go outside, you start cleaning up garbage. You may want to experiment with people who are working with scalar devices, and they start to completely clean this area. Yes, that can be done. You can go into meditation and you can see the golden light crystallizing in the air, feeling your entire space becoming much more cleaner. You can do that in the ground. You can do that in your water supply. And that's great. But that's not really the message when we look at the entire world. The entire world is learning through these deep, shall we say, in the red scales about what has been neglected on the planet. And when things get worse, people wake up. That's exactly why this is being permitted to happen in the way it is, because it's going to reach a boiling point. It's going to reach a boiling point where the majority of citizens upon the planet are going to demand that there is technology to clean everything up, and it will be given. It will be done. And there will be groups who are realizing the power of meditation, and they will come together in group capacity, and they may bring down the golden light. They may start to feel like there's all this debris in the air, and they're collecting it in a big ball, and they're bringing it up. And they're expanding that ball past the earth, and they're shooting all of that energy into the sun. Does it really matter about the type of visualization you use? No, because it's the intention behind it all. But what's very important for you to realize is that everything on a collective level is happening in the way it needs to happen to get to the boiling point. Because when it's not at the boiling point, you tolerate it for a while. You may just complain about it. You may just feel, oh, this isn't good, this is horrible, etc., etc., etc. And then you complain about it for a time and you go off and you do something else. But when it reaches a boiling point, no, there is collective action that is demanding change. And through that collective that is demanding change through the boiling point, everything becomes possible to remedy that situation, because humanity has the capability to do that. But it has to reach a boiling point. It's how your species works. You don't really get collective resolve until there's a boiling point that basically happens. And it does not have to just be through meditation. It does not just have to be through technology. It can be through your own deeds. It can be through your own services. It can be through your own labors that you're going in and you're cleaning out an ocean. That you're, again, getting into meditation groups and you're meditating for that to happen. That you're working with advanced, subtle technology and you're letting that happen. Different types of technologies, different types of options. Doesn't matter. What matters is the intention of the majority of the planet wants to clean the planet up. And that's why you're not trying to feel like through meditation, I'll do all this and I'll clean up the entire world and it'll be done. No, because that's not how the world wants it. As we stated, when you sit on your throne, you are very much aware of what needs to happen through the collective. This is why your great masters of old, and we say this with great respect, that they were way more further advanced than many of you. They did not do that. Could they have done it just like that? They didn't. Because they knew of the logos of the earth pertaining to her plan. I want my human children to see what's happening to me, so that through their own intentions, they will make the right decisions to help me of their own accord. It's not being done for them. That's the idea. That's why you have contamination, pollutants in the air, pollutants in the water, pollutants in the terrain, pollutants in your food. Geoengineering. Genetic engineering. All of this is being shown to you in plain sight so that it will eventually at some particular point reach a boiling point where you will want answers because you're seeing how much it deeply affects your environment as a collective. Now, groups may come together and be more innovative than other groups. Meditative groups may come together and be very innovative. And if you want to participate with any of those, feel free. But the nature of one person thinking that they're going to snap their fingers and everything's going to go back to normal isn't going to happen. It never has happened that way, and it never will happen that way. Because the earth is a school. She is a grand university. And she's attempting to show you, just through the obvious signs, through the signposts, what humanity is doing to her. And it will reach a boiling point, it will go off into the red, and then humans will start to click in. You're going to click in. Don't think that you're not. In fact, many of you have already clicked in. Many of you want to do everything you can to heal the environment. And we again say that's all part of the lesson. There are going to be some groups that are ahead of the entire fold, but the fold is still going to fold over. And the majority of the people are going to want this. And that's what you have to look forward to in the years ahead. You are going to have environmental technology. You are going to be much more apropos to the nature of meditative groups to help out in working in reversing the complete and total contamination of your planet. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of letting the fold upon itself to make it happen. And just, again, catch the early wave and be aware of these groups who are doing it as well, because there are many meditative groups on your planet that are advertising themselves for you to join them and to join their meditation. It's not about the visualization, but the intention itself, because there are countless visualizations you can do. It's not about that. It's about the intention itself, the feelings that bring about the intention that commits to the action. All right? We thank you all for the opportunity of this interaction today. I am Adronis of Sirius. We will now conclude and return to the conduit. Goodbye for now. Okay. Thank you, everybody, very much for tuning in to this broadcast of New Earth TV Live today with Adronis, where we talked about the secrets of vibration. And again, feel free to share this video, like, comment, share, subscribe, right? That certainly helps this channel out a lot. We'd like to still get a lot of people to come onto this channel to see what it's all about. And there's going to be a lot more videos to come as well, too. And again, feel free to join me tomorrow on the AetherX live stream, which is on the YouTube channel of AetherX, which is youtube.com/@AetherX store. Just type that into your browser. Go ahead and subscribe there as well too. Got a lot of great juicy stuff I'm going to be talking about there tomorrow as well too. Blessings to you all. Thank you for being a part of today's broadcast. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaskar. And may it be well with you all. Don't forget to surrender, right? Manifest miracles. It's within us all. Take care and bye for now. Thank you so much for tuning in to New Earth Teachings on YouTube. Don't forget to check out our websites, newearthteachings.com, where you can do private sessions with me, and also AetherX.co. And through AetherX, you'll be able to pick up your Healing Code Cards body deck, your mind deck, and your energy deck through AetherX. You will also be able to pick up the Etherbed kit. That is also on AetherX as well. Not to mention that you'll also be able to pick up some apparel and accessories that is also available on AetherX. Thank you so much for tuning into this video, and I look forward to speaking to you in the next one. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaskar, and may it be well with you.